Welcome to the Chewing the Fat podcast, where real topics are discussed by fake individuals with fake opinions. Even if it's the host or the guest, don't take them seriously. And if you do get offended, guess what? Shit happens. Leave it below in the comment section. Let's roll. All right, fam. So we're back with another Chewing the Fat podcast. You just saw a video, me and my brother Dan DeVille, Jay for real. Just saw a video, T Hood, altercation, Kelsey Frost, this whole situation with supposed murder. Might not be a murder at all. Could be self-defense. Whatever that case is, we're going to let the courts litigate that. Now, we did have a video with a guest. We're not going to speak to the name of the guest, all that other stuff. We'll have that video back up after it's re-edited by request of the Frost family to some degree, some way, somehow. Saw the video, had some disliking to it. I think it was more because of the third-party guest where the conflict was. But we back with this video, and this shit gonna be up. As you know, a lot of this shit is public knowledge. There is such thing as a fair act as far as when it comes to content, which we are well within lines of. So if you don't like what's being said here, then you probably don't like what's going on with your life. And really, they ain't got shit to do with us. They got shit to do with you. So we're going to talk about a few things. We already know there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of different, everybody plays detective right now. We're not here to play detective. We're more here to talk about some things that probably could be done better and probably what we don't respect as men. And I think me and Dan DeVille are both going to agree when it comes to men need to be checking men when men need to be checked on certain situations.
All
Shit
day.
just can't be let fly. You feel me?
All day long.
So, brother Dan DeVille, let's get a couple of things straight where people might be wrong. All right, T Hood is Tevin Hood. Okay, right. That's a rapper, 33 years old. That is the deceased person in this situation. Okay,
Right.
The girlfriend is the daughter of Rasheeda and Kirk Frost. Okay, and that's
Right.
Kelsey Frost. The brother that is involved in the shooting, which is somebody else who remained at the scene of the shooting. All right, there was one person that did leave, one person that didn't, according to reports. But the main person who they believe is the shooter in this situation, which likely could have been self-defense, we'll let the courts hash that out, is Kai Frost, which is the brother of Kelsey Frost. I don't know what's up with all these K names. You got Kurt, you got Kai, you got Kelsey. Y'all got an addiction with K. But that is said, situation took place in Gwinnett County, all right, unincorporated Snellville, Gwinnett County. What you just saw is a video of T Hood coming into the room casually while this young lady's in the bed, and he starts beating on her. D, where you stand with that right now, brother?
Hey, brother, let me say this about that situation.
Oh, by the way, there are going to be other videos, so y'all just stick with us because we got like 5 other videos we're going to play for y'all to walk through with us.
Big thing about that situation. First off, the young boy, what his name is, T Hood.
Yeah.
I can't respect none of that at all, brother. Keep your hands off the female. And let me say this, being very clear about this. Yeah, it can get fucked up. Female put her hands on you, whatever. But if you got to do that type of shit, leave. The first time that happens, man, leave. It ain't gonna work out.
Right.
That what I saw, the brother walking into the house, beating on the girl as she sleep. Let me explain something very, very deep to the nation. I got a daughter,
Facts.
and let me say it this way. I got a daughter, I got a sister.
Facts.
It's each individual's got his right to react to us to an assault on their family, how they choose to. How I react is how I react, and that's between me and my God.
Right.
That between me and my God, how I react. What the young man did, it was completely wrong. Coming in there putting his hands on the girl. Whatever it is that she done, if you can't walk away from it, man, you got a problem, and it's a problem now that can't be solved. Because
some ways it did get solved.
Well, it can't be fixed on his end.
Right, his end. I say you play these type of stupid games, you're gonna win some. You could win some stupid
every
prizes.
day.
Right,
every day. If you're playing with the right people.
Facts.
There's those people that can say, well, he didn't deserve to die from it. Well, that's up to that young girl's family as to what they determine his punishment should be for putting his hands on her. I got no sympathy for him. I don't like the way it turned out.
Correct.
You got to let the courts play through on this one. However, I've been in situations that I acted as I should have acted, and big bad motherfuckers, y'all want to jump bad, put your hand on a female. It's always God put balance in the earth.
Does, right. I was about to say that energy
for a goddamn
will come.
fool like me.
Yep.
It's a goddamn fool like me that'll come and do the fool on your motherfucking ass.
Right.
Fucking with mine.
Right.
And again, that took me out my character a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm working hard.
Working hard to try
person.
to be a better person, stay on some positive shit. But this, and people got to understand, and this is what we're gonna get into the nuances of this situation, right? Because there's a lot of things still undisclosed because this is an ongoing investigation by the county and it's going to be by the state. But let's go and dive in on what Dan DeVille is alluding to and where he's been right now as far as the family reacting. Now I'm going to say this: there even was, to me, a bit essence of, because a lot of people are putting it out here like Kelsey set him up to be killed. Okay, I'm going to go two ways on that. Because what we call that is a setup chick, right? You set somebody up, they get around. Folks, you cannot be absolutely... See, this is where I think a lot of y'all are fucking delusional and a lot of y'all are mentally ill when it comes to this. Some of y'all done been through trauma so long, I don't think you understand a clear perspective on things. How the fuck are you setting? I understand the logistics of setting somebody up like, hey, come here, 9 o'clock, I want you to come see me. Then 9 o'clock, you got some people waiting on you. That's not the same thing as setting something in motion by making a phone call because you getting your ass beat by a grown-ass man and you calling your brother to come help me. That's not the same. Yes, that is setting something in motion, but that is not a set-up move. You don't fault her, although we also going to say she's not completely free of any responsibility in this. We're going to be very clear about that. But we're also saying you're not faulting her because I think something that y'all are missing is this. Her brother arrives on the scene. And even if he took the approach to try to break it up, how the fuck you know where T Hood's mind was? Because I'm going to show you all a video in regards to a previous situation. This is not his first time doing this shit. This is not T Hood. This is not Tevin Hood's first time in a situation.
So he a serial abuser.
He is a habitual abuser. And so we got a video right here.
His ass got what he's supposed to get.
He got what, bro? Here's the video right here. What we got right here. Let me see. We'll play this video for y'all. So this is not his first time. Now listen, I don't know if you all recall, me and Dan DeVille had another episode and Dan said this, that if I think we was talking about the Shakara Richardson situation, which we're going to have another video on that because we got the video of the arrest situation, all that. I think there's some things me and Dan DeVille need to dive in on that. But my brother made a point saying that if this is what you're doing in public, it's not your first time. If he's doing this shit in public at Glenwood Day, Glenwood Day, he's too comfortable thinking that he can do this shit to a female, and he does it here, and he gets his ass shot. This is not even the first time you get shot. All right. And so her friend got shot trying to intervene, but he's evidently doing something that is not acceptable to people like me and Dan DeVille, and evidently you've gotten away with it thus far. Like Dan DeVille said, I share his same sentiment. I do not have any remorse. I not only have to have remorse, I don't have any sympathy for this motherfucker. I got daughters and I got sisters. I got no sympathy for this motherfucker, because if I saw this and this is what I'm coming into, bro, I'm telling you, I'm not coming with any less intentions than what you just put up on my sister or my daughter. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. My mind right now is even in the balance of, am I even fucking sane, even thinking about what the fuck I'm saying? I can only imagine what I'm going to be like responding to the situation that Kai Frost had to respond to. So let's say Kai Frost got there. Let's say he tried to even just break it apart, because evidently, Kelsey, this is not your first time in a situation with him. And I got video of that. So you've been keeping yourself in a situation that has not been positive for you or your family. So this is where I say you hold some responsibility as a woman in this situation, that you didn't leave a man who was clearly abusive. And I know women, we're not saying that it's me and Dan DeVille also talk about mental illness. We're not saying that there's not another area where we can go in and understand that there's, abusive and trauma and people do this, but it still does not excuse your responsibility for the situation where your brother has now landed in trying to defend you. Go ahead, Dan DeVille.
Brother, and I'm gonna tell you some real heavy about that too. This continuing on with these abusive relationships. For a woman, a woman that's got some sense, okay. First time, you call daddy, you call brother, we're gonna get some straightening, we're gonna hold court. In that house between everybody, we gonna hold court, if you follow what I'm saying.
I do.
We're going to have a good straightening. When it becomes a second time, now that's a problem. Y'all got to go your separate ways, because as a father, as a brother, y'all not going to put me in a position where I'm in the penitentiary behind y'all fuck shit.
Right.
Because y'all playing. That back and forth thing. That's the responsibility that a woman got to have on this, because, a brother, a father is always going to come to your defense. However, it's how your brother, how your father's wired. So if they wired a certain way, you can't keep putting them in these situations. Otherwise, they're gonna retaliate.
Correct.
The way to defuse the situation and neutralize the threat.
Right.
If that makes sense. It's not cute. It's not funny with this. That's what they like to do. They like to fucking fight. It ain't cute. It ain't funny.
Right.
It's too many other people involved in that situation that you involved in when you let that continue on.
Correct.
Totally. Man, and that's something big where parents got to come in, man. Parenting is heavy in a situation like this.
Correct.
You understand? Because parents raise that young man, parents raise that young girl. So the son and the daughter, parents got to come in on this if they've seen this taking place, this abuse back to back to back to back, and what's happening in the household that this young girl think that that's the right kind of guy to be around. Right.
As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring this video in, because we're talking about still at the Glenwood Day situation.
Right.
So let's bring this video in.
Nigga, whatever the fuck he did, flinch, twitch, move wrong after the whole time he was out there tweaking with them niggas. They finally shot him. He didn't get shot off rip. They spared that nigga. Like, what is wrong with you? What you got going on out here, bro? We not finna do that. You tripping about a bitch. Go ahead.
So if you haven't seen this video or the rest of it, she really gets into a very good point. Okay, so she gets into the point that it's been a lot of women catching flack for his actions not being corrected, but she's seen less flack for the men that were around Tevin Hood to get him right and correct him in this situation. And I'm gonna say chat, I'm gonna say YouTube, I'm gonna say social media. I've seen this shit a lot. We saw this same type of dynamic in the Puff Daddy case with Cassie. You all blamed her for being in the relationship and getting her ass beat more than you blamed Diddy for beating her ass in the relationship. You gotta share some responsibility on this shit on both sides.
Right.
Like, she should have knew to do more to get away. Thus, the people around, like Dan DeVille said, holding court and doing what you gotta do, just as much as this motherfucker had no business putting his hands on a woman in public in a hotel to the point where he just think he can do it whenever he want to do it for. Like, yo, as men, I gotta know, if I see my son doing some shit like this, bro, hey.
Pull that now.
You're pulling that pin now. I'm pulling that shit now. I'm not accepting it whatsoever. There's not going to be no, okay, well, you know, I'm not understanding shit. I told you when you was growing up, from the time that you was able to understand me, if you in a situation with a woman and you feel like you got to put your hands on her, you better get your ass up out of there. I've had to do it. I've literally had a woman in a relationship as a teenager growing up swing on me. I done ducked twice, pushed her on the bed and dipped out the door. Right. There are things that we could do as men. Now, I understand this, and I'm going to be very, very real when I say this. I've been asked, in what situations would you put your hand on a woman? And I said there does come a point. If a woman is if you're in a situation where a woman grab a knife and she trying to stab you or do something, I ain't gonna lie, you gotta, hey, I don't know what you're supposed to do. If you can't apprehend that without getting your ass cut up, something gotta shake. The only way I could ever think to myself where I gotta respond to a woman in a combative force is if my life is literally in jeopardy. Like, I'm literally in jeopardy of being killed. That's it. I can't think of, and even then I struggle with the thought process still about putting my hands on a woman in that situation. It's just not a natural thing for a legitimate man, a male, to understand that, oh yeah, it's free and clear me put my hands on this woman. And that's why I tell y'all at home, when we finna get into parenting and raising, because Kirk and Rasheeda, y'all hold responsibility on this shit too. This is why I always tell my daughters, do not accept and allow yourself to be called bro, dude, or none of this other shit. Do not let other boys think that you one of the boys and they gonna conduct themselves with you as so. You not a bro, you not a brother, you not a dude. You a woman, you a female, you one of the sisters. Don't let them bring, and that's where that problem comes into too. Y'all think that, oh yeah, she one of the dudes. No, she ain't one of the dudes. She's a woman, and it gonna be respected, and there's levels to that shit. Where you at, Dan DeVille?
Man, parenting's a huge thing again, and the young girl talk about the cats that the young boys around. It's the goddamn blind leading the blind, man. All you young motherfuckers think you know every goddamn thing and don't know a motherfucking thing. True. You know, every goddamn day you see you dumb fucks fucking up every goddamn day. You won't listen to shit, man. You know, it's why you goddamn mothers and grandmothers and shit out here struggling and scraping and they crying and telling you motherfuckers about the racism, about shit that's going on. All you stupid fucks want to do is do dope, goddamn beat the sisters, you know, and goddamn carry your pussy ass to jail and get fucked by a faggot. I'm sick of you niggas with this shit, man. It's and then folk want to goddamn come and make excuses for the fuck shit.
Play victim, right?
You know, fuck, man. It's sad. I ain't got an answer. I ain't got an answer for this shit, bro. I don't have an answer. You know, shit. It's no man is infallible. Everybody's flawed.
True, 100%.
But brother, how?
I feel you, man. That shit is a struggle, right? I feel it's a struggle,
go, bro.
And what I'm gonna show y'all is this video right here, because some of y'all gonna be like, oh man, you know that? Nah. I know we had two different situations, same dude, but here go two different situations, same dude, same lady. Why y'all thinking that it's just all casual and it's sweet? Here go another situation, dressed different. Look, she laying there, she chilling on her phone, he on his phone, the TV on. Now I want y'all to watch this shit. Tell me how you gonna respond as a brother or a father. Motherfucker, you see some shit like this. Like, hey, y'all gonna be okay with that
listen,
shit?
Brother. Let me goddamn say this, brother. And let me just, I ain't mean to cut you off, brother. Man,
no, bro, go ahead, bro.
All this footage and shit of this happening and this taking place, and family, man, y'all ain't seeing this girl with these goddamn bruises. Y'all have no idea that this shit has been going on over time. You know, it's this shit couldn't have been stopped a long time ago. You know, because we all black here, man. You understand? We know how the black family is.
Right.
You know, they was aware of what's going on. The family knew what was going
Kirk,
on, man.
Rasheeda.
And it's something that this shit could have been ended with an ass whipping. You know, the T Hood boy deserved his ass whooped the first time he did a smooth, clean, hard stomp out, kick your motherfucking teeth in, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And when you get them teeth back, you smile to every woman you see, motherfucker, because you don't you think about doing nothing wrong.
Right.
That's what should have happened to the son bitch the first time. You know, but they let this continue as if it's cute. Now this shit it's bubbled into a problem where now the son had to come get involved in the shit, and he probably a right thinking young man because he didn't run. You know, the little T Hood boy tried to jump back, and son popped his ass. You know, it's shit. Send your ass back to where you came from. Boom. And the boy stood there and handled his business. I've been in that situation before. You know, I know how that shit go. When you ain't wrong, when you handling your business, I ain't running the motherfucking
I ain't running the motherfucking word. I ain't running nowhere.
You know, I'll call the police.
Facts.
You know,
really, for real, I'm calling.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all come clean this motherfucker up.
For real.
You know, ask me my question, detain me, do what you gotta do so I can get the fuck out of here. I got shit to do. You know, so I can go see this son bitch get buried. You understand? They seen it. They seen this, man. Now it's all on the news. You know, this girl finna be traumatized for the rest of her life.
True.
Man, the brother, man,
now
the brother, he ain't did a goddamn thing wrong. Right. All he did was be a good fucking brother, man. I'm finna go see about my sister, man.
Correct.
Boom. And as we seen, this little T Hood cat, you know, he got a propensity to think that he bad.
Right.
You understand? And 9 out of 10 times, because I'd have been in this situation before, he done said the wrong thing and jumped bad, and the little brother had to pop his ass. You understand?
And to be fair, I'm gonna be fair with you, Nation. I'm gonna even leave room for a wild card to come out if something comes out of foul play, because I think Kai is still in custody right now for the question and such going on. But if not, then he's not. But let's just say something come out. Maybe a trajectory of the bullets or the gunshot. You still got to keep in mind, you don't know if he walked in and seen him beating on his sister and just popped his ass right there. I'm just saying, we're going to leave room for the courts to work this out. Me and Dan DeVille are talking more about the semantics and the proactiveness that needs to be taking place in homes and families and community. Now, I'm going to show you all a message that Kirk was pretty much involved in his way or his philosophy of approaching his daughter's relationship. And this is where I say Kirk and Rasheeda hold responsibility as well. I know raising kids, you can't ever determine what they going to actually do, right?
You can't.
What kind of situation they going to get in. But when you find out how your kids methodically thought through a situation and arrived at a reaction, you yourself as a parent got to say, did I not do or implement something that would have at least given them the opportunity or the tools to say, this ain't the fucking move? So we got a message right here that we're going to go into.
I'm just going to show y'all what the sister said and what the baby mom said. Hold on. So y'all remember the sister actually coming out saying that Kay supposedly set him up. Well, I got a message of the baby mom basically saying that she know personally that Kay didn't set him up because Mr. Kirk personally told her
here,
that he
Kirk
don't get involved because
now if you read the top of the message, we're going to lead
us
this up on the screen.
Here go right
okay,
here.
we're going to lead this up here. I'm going to timestamp it so we can walk through it correctly, give y'all time to look at it. It says, but the thing is, I feel like me and Kate really did not have any ups and downs. The first time we ever met was at the barbecue recently. The only reason I know her family don't be involved is because she told me that Kevin and her brother got into it before. Kurt told me The night of that, he washed his hands of the situation basically. But when she called him, he knew that it was something serious because she don't call about shit with Kevin since they are Kevin Hood, since they know that she wasn't leaving. It is fucked up though. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't imagine being her right now. Okay, so
I can't say I blame the daddy, you know. So that's something that, man, that shit been going on for a while, and daddy 9 out of 10 times, daddy done probably jumped on that boy and whooped his ass.
right.
You understand? Multiple times, and then daddy said, "Fuck it, I ain't going to prison
I can't
behind
keep
this
taking
shit.
these
Y'all do
chances."
what the fuck y'all gonna do."
Right.
All right. Now we tying it together.
Right.
Shit makes sense.
There
now.
we go.
You
That's
know,
what
and
I'm
then
saying.
that's the son, that's the brother. Say, because the brother know daddy don't fuck with. You
So he
understand?
just
the
trying to
brother
take
got
up that
go
slack.
handle it.
He got to
Right.
go handle it, right? And he
Right.
just, it's like I know she wrong, but I don't want to leave her out there by herself. I know
Right.
where y'all sit, and the brother is not in a parenting mind frame with his sister, as
He a
the
kid,
dad is.
too.
He like, man, and I'm gonna tell y'all can't. Even though we stay Kirk and Rasheeda whole responsibility, you see that right there with Kirk, right? I don't want y'all for a second to think, and I'm not saying that this is Kirk. I'm gonna speak from my perspective and my point of view. I would be mentally in anguish, and I would have a deep, heartfelt begrudging to feel as if I have to make a decision to keep my life out here so I can keep taking care of my family, of the ones who's doing right, but still leave one to the side because she's going to consistently put me in a situation where I might lose my livelihood. That's not an easy situation to be in mentally or emotionally and physically, to know that, damn, I mean, when the hell she gonna call, or when I'm gonna get a call and she not gonna be alive. You can't ignore the call. You can't ignore the call. And it's hard to even think this shit that she want to keep going over there with a motherfucker who might potentially kill her. That's not
Right.
an easy thing for Kirk to be in as a father.
Right. And this some bitch think he bad too, because he keep doing it.
Right.
That's the
He
thing.
keep
Like,
doing this shit.
you understand? His ego and shit is it just inflated over time.
Right.
And I've encountered that type of some bitch. Where them motherfucker think he can go and go and go and go. He think the track ain't gonna run out. Motherfucker, the
Correct.
track ran out on his ass.
It ran out.
Yeah, brother, from what I'm seeing, damn, man, I don't like to talk this way, but we all seen it in our families in some way, shape, or fashion.
That's true.
Man, it's always that one that shit, man. They ain't on dope, or they ain't on none of that shit. Just you can't split these two motherfuckers, you
Right.
know, and they keep up some shit.
Correct.
You
And
know,
I know somebody was talking about he was doing some type of new drug or something like that. And I'm gonna say this: I'm not even finna let y'all. I understand drug abuse. I'm not finna let y'all get away with that scapegoat.
Shit,
though.
no.
This been
That's-
going on long before he either started some drug or been doing some drug. And I'm gonna say something else to y'all. Y'all know the saying, right? If you're an asshole when you don't have money, when you get money, you just a bigger asshole. If you
That's it.
have abusive tendencies before drinking and you drink, then it just brings it out. This is not something that wasn't in him. This is just something that got expounded when he was on whatever drug, if that was the case and he was on something, and then it happened. And I'm going to tell you, some of these the videos y'all seen, I mean, motherfucker don't look casually just high and out his mind on drugs
No,
as he's
man.
walking around on his damn phone, chilling and shit in
Yeah.
the bed. This is who he is. This is who the fuck he is.
And
I
abused.
know a lot of y'all that's family members. Listen, I'm not holding nothing on y'all as far as saying y'all gonna grieve your lost one because it's your lost one. But I'm gonna say this. Keep it real. Keep it real. You need to look at yourself in the mirror when you go home and say, damn, what the fuck you could have done to keep your loved one here, and then correct whatever it is he was doing. And I understand, guess what? You might be in a situation like Kurt was. Like, a motherfucker gonna keep doing it. What I'm supposed to do, keep putting
Right,
myself
leave
in a
him
situation where he killed me or I gotta kill him. Well, guess what? You then might have to do it. Somebody else took care of it for you, though.
Right. That's
Somebody
the
else
shit,
took care of it for you.
man. And what's typical that I've seen in situations like this with these type of abusive individuals. These motherfuckers, they hit the shit out of a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just like we seen or we didn't see in the video, man, he ain't kicking no man ass.
Right.
You understand? He ain't jump bad with no man, but he'll do that to a woman. That's
Right.
typical to them, you know, that type of sucker, man. You understand? They want to prey on the weak.
Right.
You know, they won't, man. You heard what Shawty said about Glenwood Day. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker down there on Glenwood, he ain't jump bad down there in Glenwood. You know what I'm saying? He got some act right real quick, you know, before he got
Real
his ass
quick.
stomped out. Then the motherfucker went back with the sucker shit and got his ass popped.
Pop. Right.
Playing around. You know, playing
Right.
around, man. I don't respect it, man. I don't like cats like that, man. Shit, man. Jump bad on a man. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
If you so bad, you can put your hand on somebody, man. If you tripped out, man, cause she texting another dude, doing all that other stuff, go find the dude, homie.
Yeah. Oh, do
You know what I'm
that.
saying? Go find a dude. You know what I'm
better
saying? If you
yet,
so mad,
Why you ain't want to spend your time, money, and efforts in somebody who you feel like they got to be somewhere? Go take your, hey man, dip. I'm out. Like, hey, you had your phone. I'm out this motherfucker.
Right.
Shit, tell that motherfucker to come over here and pay the bills. Then.
Right, that's
I'm
it.
gone.
Bust a move.
Shit, for
Bust a
real.
move and go make
Let
your
that-
rap song
Let
about
that motherfucker take your ass, and then go make your song about it. So it's
That's
so
it.
many other directions this shit could have went, and we're not gonna beat a dead horse. Like, I hate, you know, the pun. No pun intended. No pun intended, y'all. So don't take it no wrong way. But hey, I just. Hey, I'm sorry. Listen, I just don't have no, yeah. Hey, chewing the fat podcast. With that being said, Dan DeVille, you
Whoop that ass trick. Whoop that ass trick. Beat the horse. Beat
we
the
are.
horse.